To be honest though, I felt that my undergraduate education was really tough. I'm still thinking back at those questions on those exams, like, what the fuck? Good morning and TGIF. As you can see, Fridays are clearly my gym days. I'm about to head out the door, but I just wanted to get up this really quick video about my educational experience in becoming Dr. Wendy. And if you didn't know, I am a general practicing dentist in the state of Wisconsin, but I did do the majority of my education back home in Canada. This is going to be a little bit of an inspiration for most people who are kind of wary about applying to higher education. I just want to be here to tell you that you can do it. Even if you think your grades aren't so good right now or your study habits are really bad, I think that anyone, including myself, which is a walking example of how I managed to turn things around and pursue a goal or a career that I can be proud of. So to start off, I did go to school in university for 11 years, which is totally unnecessary and not something that you need to be a dentist. But I decided to do that just for myself. I graduated from the University of Western Ontario back in my hometown in Canada for 2 degrees, the first of which was a Bachelor of Science in Cell Biology, and then I just naturally progressed into pursuing a Master's in Biochemistry. When I finished my Master's, my goal was to become a full-time research scientist, and when I decided that I didn't really like it, I decided to randomly go for it and pursue dental school. I know a lot of people think about becoming a dentist back when they're a kid and they have this lifelong goal, but I was definitely not the case. I just graduated from my master's and thought, now what? I applied on a whim and I very luckily got into a few schools. So let's rewind a little bit back to my study habits back when I was an undergrad student. Now, I was pretty terrible. There were some classes that I just did not care to attend, I didn't study for, and I straight up went into exams winging it. Obviously, I did not do well. I'm 100% certain that my transcript is pretty tainted with some bad grades. So if that's the case for you, look past it, learn from it, and if you're thinking your grades are pretty terrible, maybe they actually aren't so. As it turns out, I did have my fair share of better grades and then a handful of bad grades. Back when I was in my college days, I would prioritize things a little bit poorly, I'd say. I'd be going out on the weekend, I'd be with my friends or fighting with my high school boyfriend, or otherwise just not wanting to study, putting it off as far as possible. And it wasn't because I wasn't intelligent. I think I'm pretty smart and I can work hard when I want to, but I just lacked the motivation. To this day, surprisingly, I have never pulled an all-nighter because I just can't do it. I need to sleep. I pulled late-nighters, but I've never pulled an all-nighter. So I've always wanted to sleep over studying throughout the night. And that was a little detrimental because up until the night, I wasn't even studying in the first place. For those of you who already have the determination to work hard and pursue a goal, props to you. I'm so glad you can do that for yourself. But me, I'm constantly needing a push or something to be able to see that finish line and get there. To be honest though, I felt that my undergraduate education was really tough. I'm still thinking back at those questions on those exams, like, what the fuck? Questions were like multiple answers, or all the answers were correct but you had to pick the one that was the most correct, or it'd be super tricky and you wouldn't even know what to put in. Like, it was ridiculous. Fortunately, I was accepted into the master's program. In Canada, it's a little bit different. It's mostly funded for already because you're basically a full-time researcher working on a project. I ended up getting about a 3.5 overall GPA, a little bit lower on my science GPA, and I think a 21 on the DAT overall. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna get in, but I still tried my best. I applied super early. As soon as it opened up, I sent in my application, and I was lucky enough to grant 3 interviews. I went to Boston University first, and then I went to the University of Southern California to interview. Finally, the last one I interviewed was at Detroit Mercy Dental School, where I went to. I picked that school after I had my offers from the others, just because it was so close to my home. I could literally look outside the window at school and see Canada. which was great. I was visiting my family pretty often. Well, my journey through dental school is a whole nother story, and if you want to hear about that, I can definitely tell you about that. It was a crap ton of reading. Don't get too destroyed if you fail anything. Let me just tell you right now, if you are a normal person in dental school, you will fail something. I failed something, most of my friends have failed at least one thing. With all the exams and all the competencies and all the board exams and everything one after another, you can't possibly stay on top of everything all the time. So if you're thinking you're getting burnt out, don't worry about it. You and like 150 other people in your class, or at least there was in my class, we're all the same as you. If they can do it, chances are you can get through it too. Believe me, I made it through and I'm not exactly a model student. I do enjoy my job and I wanted to get here, but I'm just a normal human being and I don't like working too hard. Sorry this video was all over the place. I'm literally scrambling to get out the door. But if you are someone who is interested in pursuing science, medicine, dentistry, whatever the case, please let me know. And if you have any questions, I would be so happy to answer them for you because I really think it is a great field to be in. No matter what job you decide to do, it is really wonderful that right now I get to help people. I think being smart is way more important than being pretty. Remember that. But of course you can have both. So thank you so much for tuning in. I will hopefully see you soon for a more relevant video of some sort. Yeah. Have a great weekend, guys.